Greetings, dear viewers. We are happy to welcome you in the international discussion about the creative society topic. We have a platform for unification of many people from around the world and giving them the opportunity to discuss pressing issues of our modern society. The precedent for these international discussions was International Conference, Global Crisis, Time for the Truth, which was held on December 4th and simultaneously interpreted into 100 world languages. In this conference, honest scientists, experts, and eyewitnesses revealed the true cause of real climate situation on the planet, environment consequences of reckless human consumerism, slavery, and human trafficking, and other real horrible and terrible topics. But mainly, why is the creative society the only way out from the dead end of consumer format of society? This conference triggered a huge resonance among millions of people around the world. And we are also pleased to inform you that we're now working on the preparation for the international forum, Global Crisis, Where People We Want to Live, which will take place on May 7th, 2021. We will be raising vital topics and continue and go deeper in the discussions what we have in previous conference. And also we'll look to real record rate of increasing cataclysms, climatic cataclysms. Why is this global media so silent about the scale of the threats, about modern collaborationisms? Who is playing on the side of common enemy of mankind? The real cause of climate change, and why and who is providing the truth and hiding the truth from the people. Climatic disasters through the eyes of eyewitnesses, topic of refugees, why it does really affect everyone. Topics of escalation, social violence, again we will talk about slavery and human trafficking, and we'll discuss how the creative society will be the real solution to all about these mentioned topics. And really thankful for everyone who is not indifferent and who is volunteering to translate this information into 100 languages. And if you would like to be an informational partner, you can write to the email info@creativesociety.com.
Thank you. And now we see how important it is to talk about this, because climate events are unfolding before our own eyes, and we're not paying enough attention to this. Let's just look together what happened just last week. There were dust storms in Corrientes, Paraguay, and also in Missions in Argentina. In the past week, there were also tornado in Palermo, Italy. There were high winds in Po Valley, Italy. There were also thunderstorms and heavy rains and flooding in Sao Paulo, Brazil. There were storms and flooding in Mato Grosso do Sul, Brazil. Water tornado frightened residents of Naimunda Islands in Amazonas. A dust storm hit the central province of Tav in Mongolia. In the city of Berotan, located in the province of Cordoba in Argentina, there were severe thunderstorms with strong winds and hails. Also, storms and heavy rains and hails were in São Paulo, Brazil, again. And also storms, heavy rains and hail were also in Águas Lindas de Goiás in Brazil. So, but we as a society, we are actually not paying too much attention to what is actually happening. And it has been long clear to everyone that there is already a synchronization of cataclysms around the world. We can see it because cataclysms are coming at the same time in different parts of the world. And people who have experienced it, who have been hit by the cataclysms, are already seeing it and experiencing it for themselves. And you can actually look at these stories on Creative Society YouTube channel, and also watch the breaking news which are coming out every week. And also members of a Creative Society are every day monitoring cataclysms, interviewing eyewitnesses from different parts of the world, so they really see the current picture and they are bringing this truth to people. They are showing them what is happening right before our eyes. Therefore, if you are an expert in any of these above issues mentioned, or you witnessed climatic disaster, or you are someone who has a practical knowledge of consumerist abuse, human slavery or human trafficking, or refugees issues, please don't hesitate to contact us. Who better can tell the truth than you?
Thank you. And now I would like to introduce our respectable guest, Her Royal Highness, Queen Nadia Harihiri, Ambassador at Large for UN Affairs at the International Human Rights Commission, and founder and CEO of Success World One. Welcome you.
Thank you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure for being here and support creative society.
Thank you so much, dear Queen Nadia.
Thank you.
And at the conference, there were actually a lot of topics that are not pleasant to talk about it. But unfortunately, this is a reality of our modern world. I know actually how it works for me. If there is an unpleasant topic, I don't want to hear it. But sticking our heads in the sand will not solve these issues. And I myself understood how important it is not to oversee these problems, but actively inform about them and work together on solving them. And this is why we will discuss some of these topics today with our dear guest. And before we discuss deeper these topics of refugees and modern slavery and human trafficking, we would like to ask a also generally important question. Dear Queen Nadia, in your opinion, how important is to talk about these topics and create demand to inform people about this?
Thank you so much for asking me this question. First of all, I want to salute the great work of creative society because they are, I believe, the first people who really denounce the situation, the troubles, and say the truth. It is important to denounce and condemn all what is going on in our world. I believe that since centuries we were under manipulation, and this manipulation continues. It's like we are just blocked without evolution. We are in 21st century, and even now we are facing the war, we are facing the violence, human trafficking. What is this nonsense? It is important to say what is going on to this world, and then we can move all together as a tsunami of love, peace, freedom, and to just bring the people together because we are born all free and equal. And it is our divine right. We have the responsibility and the duty to protect our divine rights. Humanity matters. It is important. And what you are doing in creative society is just amazing. I invite all the people from around the world, organization, association, foundation, all the people to join creative society and to speak the truth and denounce what is just putting us as in slavery. We cannot continue like that. This is important to speak. We are even giving the voice to the voiceless because we are here to fight for our rights, our protection, our security, our equality, gender equality also. This is important because the cause of all the troubles come from the gender inequality. Because if we had that, we won't remain in these troubles. So yes, it is important to say the truth. Don't have fears. Don't have fears. Because it's time to wake up how long we stayed silent about that. And because we are silent, we let the people, the evil side, continue to manipulate us. Why? We have to be united and focus and have this common enemy, the enemy of the freedom, the enemy of justice, the enemy of equality. So yes, creative society is the solution for everyone. So I invite everyone to join us in creative society and to denounce the truth. Not only denounce, but also condemn all what is disrespect of the international human rights. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words and for giving this understanding that we really need to be united. We really need to understand in what kind of situation are we right now. Because before someone starts to speak, he needs to understand that there's real now a need for unification. And what exactly can be real, give this understanding, is facts. Facts are exactly such a language that can really explain what is going on in our consumer format, in what is going on our planet. And let us show right now a video, a short video that was shown on the conference on December 4th. A video with relative of our consumer format. And then we continue our discussion.
In this video, we had to change some words and expressions using milder terms. But we hope that the severity of the problems looming over our society will still be evident. In the 21st century, human civilization boasts about its high level of intellectual development and incredible technological achievements. At the same time, at least half the world's population do not receive the health service they need. 8 billion deaths occur every year as a result of poor quality of medical care. Healthcare costs are so high that they drive about 100 million people into extreme poverty each year. Living below the poverty line leads to an increase in child labor. Nearly 1 child out of every 10 is forced to work. Often, this work involves hazardous machinery and poisonous fumes. The list of products produced by child slave labor includes gold and precious stones, coffee, cocoa, rice, baby products, and clothing. According to UN statistics alone, more than 40 million people are victims of modern slavery. Forced labor, child labor, forced marriage, debt bondage, human trafficking for illegal exploitation, and recruitment of children for armed conflict. In the consumeristic format of society, people have already surpassed wild animals in terms of cruelty. More and more often, children are used as live bombs. In Nigeria, criminals put an explosive on a girl with a baby in her arms. After years of warfare, the economic crisis and drought have caused famine in Afghanistan. There is a well-known case where a mother was forced to sell her little daughter for 400 euros to feed her other children. Today, more than 41 million people are one step to death from starvation, and about 811 million people are starving. Meanwhile, every year, more than 1 billion tons of food are thrown away, and unsold goods, including those produced by means of slave labor, are destroyed. The absurdity of consumer society is that a human himself has become a commodity. Annual income from human trafficking worldwide is $150 billion, which is the largest source of illicit profit in the world. There are 534 human trafficking flows registered in 148 countries. The number of detected child victims had tripled over the last 15 years. Victims of traffickers are mainly migrants and jobless people, as they are the most vulnerable. International treaties proclaim goals of ending poverty and slavery. But in the context of a mass consumption economy, the whole system is designed to protect private capital. In the consumerist format of society, money is more valuable than human life. Worldwide, more than 2 million children a year become victims of trafficking for all kinds of exploitation. In Mexico, 25% of all women who are victims of trafficking are girls under 18.
Please help. My husband threatens me. He beats me. He forces me to have sex with his friends who come here so he can make money. They started beating me, pouring alcohol on me, making me drink, pointing a gun at me, saying they would kill me and no one would ask about me, no one would know where I was. And they opened the window and said, "Jump or we will shoot you in the head."
And did you jump?
Yes.
From which floor?
I think it was the 5th floor.
In the consumerist format of society, people are ready to kill each other to satisfy ambitions for fun and profit. Illicit trafficking of human organs worldwide is estimated at $600 million a year. According to WHO statistics, 10,000 human organs are illegally transplanted every year. In Nigeria, special baby factories are set up on a massive scale, where children are bred like a livestock. Teenage girls are forcibly impregnated and coerced to bear their life commodity for sale.
But most of them are pregnant teenagers. They were held captive for one purpose: to force them to give birth. The kidnappers were making money on selling the babies. I got a call at 6 a.m. this morning saying that there were kidnappers at the school, that all our children had been kidnapped, including my daughter. We rushed there. It was confirmed that they had all been captured.
Are we human civilization if human life has no value on this planet? To change this, we all need to stop supporting the consumeristic format of society and unite in a common goal: to build the creative society.
These images are really heartbreaking. Why does all this horror really continue going on? Why do we close our eyes from this? We call ourselves civilized, but we are not. We talk about it everywhere. We're so proud about our technological progression, but look at the reality. What is really going on? What is our own attitude toward this? The question coming up for society as a unit is, who are we? Are we people or are we beasts? And I would like to ask Queen Nadia, can you please share your opinion about this, please?
It is very difficult to face the reality, our reality. It's very difficult to see this kind of pictures without having tears in your eyes. The question that we have to ask ourselves, yes, what kind of human being or what kind of animals are we? You see, the love of power, the love of money, is leading the masters of the world. They don't care about who you are. They don't care if you are human or animal. The most important for them is to be rich and have more and more and more and more. People who are in human trafficking are using our daughters, girls, our sisters, taking them and putting them in prostitution or selling them. They are probably doing that for money. But let me remind to these people behind all that. And I want to ask them one question. Do you think that you are immortal? Do you think that you are immortal? One day you will leave this world. And do you think that you will bring your money and all your wealth with you? No. You will only bring with you the misery that you are doing to the others. The misery that you are doing to the others. This is the only thing that you will take with you after you depart from this world. Remember that we are only guests here in this world. We are only guests. When I see our children in labor, what a shame for all of us. What a shame for all of us to invest in artificial intelligence, to invest in virtual world, and let our children at labors. Let our children die of hunger. Let our children sell their organs. What a shame. I just want to cry. My heart is bleeding when I saw these pictures. People are so poor that they are ready to accept any situation to get some income to live. I have seen families selling their organs, not even their organs, the organs of their children. Why? Why? There's enough resources in our planet. There's enough resources in our planet to save our humanity. We have to just open our heart and develop the share we have to share with one another. We have to share with one another. We have to condemn all this misery, all this slavery. We are just stuck in this manipulation, the manipulation of the ego. What kind of human being are we? It's not even worthy to call ourselves human being. We need not just to look at that and soon see these kind of things. We need to move, to stand up, to act. It is the only way to change the situation. Because when we are all united, yes, you alone, you can do nothing. Me alone, I can do nothing. But united, we are this tsunami of justice. We will just make the cleaning of all this misery and start from zero. We cannot accept that anymore in this planet. And not at our period where we are capable to go to the moon. We are capable to travel and go to the moon. We are capable to invest a lot of money in the technology. Let's start by eradicating poverty and bringing equality to our world, to respect human being. You know, it is said that the body is the temple of God. So let's respect God, our creator, by starting respecting his body, his temple. This is important for us. When I saw this marriage also of children, what a shame for us to force our children to marry, to force our children from 8, 10, 11, they married to someone that can be their father. What kind of parents are you to do that? Don't say that it's a culture or tradition or even religion. This is not true. There's nothing written in the holy books about that. This is because you are not respecting the girl. You are not respecting the woman. Let me remind you, all of you who are practicing that, all of you who are selling our daughters, all of you who are making this human trafficking, let me remind you one thing. You will never, never be able to kill the woman. You will never be able to eradicate or to put the woman as a slave. Never. The woman is the feminine sacred energy in balance with the masculine sacred energy. So this world will, all the universe is working with these two energy in balance. By doing that to our girls, to our daughters, to our sister, you are just violating the creation of God. You are violating the divine right that we have received as women. Most of the time, this slavery concerns the women, concerns the girls. You can see them everywhere. You know, that it has to stop, because nothing will change. You will never be able to live at peace without respecting our girls. It is said in different holy books that the paradise is under the feet of your mother. It's not only your mother, it's all girls that will become one day your mother. You have to honor them. You have to respect them. And because the woman had received this gift and authority by God and blessing to give birth to humanity, we have to protect her. We have to protect also the children. It is our duty, we women, in partnership, in balance with our men, to protect our children. It's unacceptable to see this kind of pictures when we are here at the 21st century. We have the possibility to change it. We really have the possibility to make the change, but we need to be united. We have to say stop to that and move. Really. It's not only, you know, when you see the children in different worlds, and this problem is not only touching, let's say, the underdeveloped country, it's touching the world. You can see these kind of things all over the world, but it's hidden. And I thank from the bottom of my heart, Creative Society, for denouncing the truth of this world. Without you, dear family, we could never see all that. I salute the courage of all the team and family of Success World, of Creative Society. And I want to say, as Successful One and CEO or founder of Successful One, I join you with my heart, with my action, with all what you need from me. I will stand with you. The International Human Rights Commission will also stand with you to protect the human rights. Because we are born free, equal, and we are not born to live in a misery. We are not born to be in a misery. This slavery, let's say this modern slavery, it's not really a modern slavery because it's existing since long time, but we have not seen it before. We were blind. We are blind by our technologies. We are blind by our media. No one is showing us everything because everyone is after his journey life. But we are one. We are one. So let's say that everyone has to look at the other like another you. We are all part of the same body. If your leg has some problem, it's all the body suffering. If some of our children are killed or sold or ill-treated, it's affecting all of us as a body. We cannot remain silent. We cannot remain silent. Let's be the light in this darkness, because when the light comes, the darkness doesn't exist anymore. We are, by our divine source, we are this light, this divine light. If we just observe within us how we are really created, you will discover that humanity is one family. If God wanted to make someone superior to the other, He would create them with another color in our vein. We have the same common color, this red color flowing in our vein. We may be black, white, yellow, doesn't matter. God is reminding us how we are equal, how we are united. We are one family. Your heart is the same, in the same path. You are all born with a heart, but we are not using it. We are not using it. The power, the love of power, the love of money, the love, it's just killing me. So please, it's a call to all humanity, no matter the status that you have. It's a call to all humanity to join hands with creative society. Let's build world balance in gender equality. Because all these troubles, it's because we are not giving the chance to the girl to be in balance with men. You know, if we women have the chance to be in the top and we are really respected, we will lead a nation as our family with love, respect. We will teach them how important is to live all together at peace, all together equal, sharing the prosperity that we have. We are living in a world of abundance. We are living in a world of abundance, but we focus on poverty. We focus on manipulation, and that it has to stop. Thank you. I am so moved by what I have seen. I am so moved by what I have just seen that it's very difficult for me to really express. As a mother, when I see that, it's just killing me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for deep understanding and for touching these real terrible topics. And it's really hard to imagine sometimes for a person to understand that it's really...
We cannot call ourselves human. I'm sorry. It's not possible. We cannot be human. It's impossible. These kind of things, we cannot be human. So don't call ourselves human. We are animals, intellectual animals. But we cannot be human. I'm really sorry. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. So after, watching, we feel, look exactly what is going on. So you can understand that sometimes, we behave like animals. And one more idea that also came to me. So because someone can just think that, oh, maybe it's not related to me, or I don't see it right now. But friends, let's think about refugees.
Yeah.
If you combine these topics together, we already see right now that how many climatic disasters and cataclysms escalating. And we understand that in the near future, it will rise that millions of people around the world will be forced to leave their homes. And we also, while preparing the conference, we have prepared a documentary about refugees, from which we learned that refugees are the most vulnerable category of people who live on this planet. And we've seen this violence of the consumerist format, this inhumanity. We can only imagine what those people who find themselves in different countries as refugees, what are they experience right now? And what is important, that this horror, despite all of it, participants of Creative Society project conducted a large-scale survey. We talked to people and asked them what kind of society they want to live in. And everyone wants to live in a peaceful society, a society where all these animal qualities are controlled by the society, that no one can actually harm someone else, because we understand if we put human life in the first place, it means that you cannot harm anyone, you can not enslave anyone, even harm with words, because words are also very harmful and make a imprint for the whole life of people. And of course, when we see what is going on, and we need to really unite and explain all other people that we still have a chance to change everything. we still have a chance to change this format of society, that the system, these relationships between people, these animal relationships, change for the better, for the creative format of society. And now I would like to invite all of us to watch our next video that we have prepared and think about what one can do in the current situation.
The end of this video was really inspiring, and creative society is really the best investment for our brighter or better future. And we are happy to see that today already millions of people have joined creative society. And they not just joined it, they are acting. They're acting every single day. They're acting in synchronization, in common goal. And nevertheless, not all people yet know about this project. And there are even some people who don't even understand how creative society can help us deal with issues of consumer society. And that is why we are actually doing also these international discussions so we can enlighten this process. And Queen Nadia, we would like to ask you a question, a positive question. How do you think creative society and its 8 foundations will help deal with all these issues we are talking about today? And do you think if we implement the 8 foundations into the constitution of each country, will these issues still exist, or we will actually all resolve them very easily?
You know, the beauty and the good news that yes, it is possible to bring the change. Yes, it is possible. The 8 foundations of creative society should be recognized by every government. Should be not only recognized, but respected and implemented in every country. Every government has to sign like a memorandum of understanding or something like that with the government of each country. I believe that creative society, because creative society is representing all of us, we, as creative society, we have to recognize and respecting our vision, our mission by every government that we have to do. This is important because creative society is not touching a small group of people. It's touching the world, humanity. Creative society is acting for the well-being of every human being in the world. And not only every human being, but every life existing in this planet. Because when we are fine in our mind, living at peace, living free and equal, our environment will change. Our animals, our vegetables, our planet will follow. It's like just not only changing one space, but changing the whole ecosystem of the planet. This is why it's a pleasure and a blessing for me to join Creative Society. And the 8 foundation, the human rights, the right to live, the right to have a home, the right for your freedom, your right for your justice, your security. These are not only human rights, they are our divine rights, divine rights. This is why Creative Society, all together, we have to impose that in every government. We have to do it all together, work in partnership with the government. And people who don't want to respect it, doesn't matter. They will understand one day the importance of this action. They will understand one day that this movement is also to help every government to be great leaders, to lead their nation, to respect their population. Every government, if every government is respecting these fundamental, let's say, laws of Creative Society, do you really think that we will face this kind of situation of violence, trafficking, war, this refugee? If I am at peace, healthy and wealthy in my country, do you really think that I will go to another one and to live in another one as a slave? Because what we have not spoken about, that all these refugees, yes, which is good, they are escaping their countries because there's war, violence, disrespect of human rights and all that. But when they arrive in the other country, do you really think that they are happy? No. There's another slavery waiting for them. So we can avoid that. We can avoid that. And thanks to Creative Society all together. If you are not giving us our authority, you are not giving us our divine right to be free, we will take it. Because no one can take my freedom from me if I'm not allowing it to the other. So this is why we need really this unification. And take and visit every country, every government, and speak about the laws the fundamental laws of creative society, what the people want. Because every government is elected by the people, for the people, and it has to be respected. Otherwise, we don't need any government. We will lead by ourselves. If the government is not respecting our rights, if the government is not for peace, you are useless. You are useless. For what? You have been elected as our representative for us, by us. So it is your responsibility, and it is the responsibility of all the leaders. Of course, in partnership with the population. Of course, everyone has to do his part. Everyone has to do its part and his work. It is a work of solidarity. When we understand this world, the true definition of solidarity, we will change. We have to change our mindset. I believe that we, as a creative society, we need to work on education. Education of peace. Education of peace. This is really important. We have to put a seed of love and peace in the heart of our children. We have to start from now in order to allow them to live in a better world than what we were experiencing before. Of course, life is an experience, yes, but it's better to experience it at peace, in respect for one another, and to see the other as just laws. Let's say I am calling them laws because it has to be respected of creative society. Thank you for protecting the humanity. Thank you for working very hard to bring the respect of the international human rights. This is very important. I salute the great work. I believe that creative society should make an official agreement with every country, sign black on white, that it has to be respected in their country. And we as people of the world, people who elected you to lead us, we, creative society, we want this to be respected and signed because we have elected you for our security, protection, and peace. This is what I think. I believe I have answered to your question. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you said, and it was also very important, and we would like to highlight once again for our dear viewers that we still have a chance. It's a real chance. And Creative Society project is being implemented right now by millions of people all around the world. It is implemented by true heroes who really understand the need of these changes on our planet, who, despite all of the obstacles, all of the issues, despite the thing that what is going on in our society, they inform people. They really try their best in order to explain it from heart to heart, to build bridges between people. And sometimes we also hear this question that, yes, I mean, only informing is not an action. No, friends, it's a great action. It's beginning of every change in our world. When we transmit information, when we have a dialogue with people all around the world, we talk to many people, to scientists, to experts in different fields, to refugees, to eyewitnesses. We hear everyone, and we understand that everyone wants this change. And depends on us whether we come and transmit this information, just explain it in our own words, how you understand the creative society, so another people could also inspire and bring this message further, expand it to all his family and to all his friends. And you also expressing your own position by telling that you want to live in creative society. And it should be the real active position of each person, that we have chance. We just need to start talking to each other. We don't not look around, but be this change. And it's really important right now that all of the people who really understand what is going on start talking about it in their social media, explaining it to people, what kind of chance we have, what is going on. So tell about the next forum that will be on 7th of May, that will be again interpreted in 100 languages, and then it will be understood by many people. And this really brilliant idea and brilliant possibility for us, and we need to really do our best as much as we can to really build the creative society and build a prosperous, a really beautiful future, not only for us, but for our kids and kids of our kids. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alex. And also thank you, dear Queen Nadia, for your input. We are very grateful for, what you have said, and it is very valuable to us and also to our viewers. And also I would like to remind our dear viewers that if you are an expert in any of these mentioned issues, or someone who has a practical knowledge of consumers abuse, human slavery, refugee issues, or witness climatic disasters, please contact us. We really need your help. We really need your input. It's because, like Alex said, it's the active position of all of us. And right now it is really important that all of us in this active position can unite and can act together. So, because, who can better tell the truth than the person who actually knows it, the person who lives it, and who has the practical experience. So thank you so much. And we would like to invite you to the next international discussion, and we see you there. Thank you.